You know what the mad thing is, yeah? Before this game even started, I already knew this was going to be 1-1. I knew this game was going to be a draw entirely because I haven't seen anything to prove anything different to me. I'm sorry, you know, I feel like now's the time to just smell reality at this point in time. And that reality is, you guys, is that this squad was never really ready to mount a title challenge at all. Oh, come on, please. Today, look at Brighton, look at Lamptey, a guy we let go for peanuts as we tend to do time and time again. And look at Cucurella on the left hand side. Do you see how these guys are providing support to the team, how they stretch the play, how they allow Brighton to play vertically, how they increase the pace and tempo in Brighton's attacks? And look at ours, Marcus Alonso, Azpilicueta. Now here's my thing, yeah? Respect these guys, we have to. They contributed a lot in their primes. But at this point in time, you guys, they aren't the right guys for us. And the reason why I'm using these guys as an example to begin with is that this squad is full of players that aren't going to win us anything. That is the reality. This squad is full of players that should have been let go. We should have been ruthless enough to understand this is the maximum capacity we have got out of many of the players in the team. And it's why we keep seeing this forever cycle, which we're literally seeing the same identical thing under Tuchel this season as we saw from Lampard last season. Now, people don't like the parallels, but the thing is, look at the point differences, you guys. Look at the amount of games we've won in this period. Lampard got sacked during the same time. Tuchel won't be because he picks up a trophy, of course, the Champions League. What is the thing that links these two together? What is the thing that combines it, you guys? It's the fact that under both managers, once they lost the key players meant for their A-team, once fatigue kicked in to key players as well too, once injuries kicked in as well, the football died and stopped. Why does the football die and stop? Because then you're turning towards a lot of players that can't fulfill the demands you need. In proper, top-class, world-class football, Chelsea Football Club, we're not competing alongside Arsenal or Tottenham or Man United, teams behind, teams in the dust. We're competing against the best teams in the world. Liverpool, Man City, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid. You guys can go on. And at these clubs, do they make the type of decisions that this board makes when it comes to cultivating their squads? Do they keep on players far past their sell-by date and expect managers to work wonders with them? When these teams suffer injuries, because they do their seasons just completely die off and get destroyed? No, they don't, because they have serious guys at the top that know what they have to do to have a squad, not a first 11 which you've been relying upon for too long. A squad that is ready to compete on all fronts. And that is what we don't have. Tuchel does not have that, the same thing in which Lampard did not have that either. But the difference is, and this is the reality, and people need to keep things honest, if we didn't win that Champions League last season, if our season went differently, which it could have gone in some alternate universe where we lost the final game of the season against Aston Villa, of course, we just scraped by getting the top 4 spot, we lost the FA Cup game against Leicester City, which everyone forgot as well too. The reality is, this could have gone completely differently, but it didn't. And this is what I mean by resting on your laurels, by getting complacent and essentially proving that you're a club that is run to be a trophy winning team. Because every time we're ruthless when it comes to sacking managers, but when it comes to revamping and rebuilding the squad, we can't do it. I'm going to bring up an example, and you have to bring up parallels in football, you guys. Some of the people out here that just the minute you bring up a comparison from last season, their brains just turn off. I'm sorry. Don't fucking watch me then. But what I'm trying to tell you, Lampard last season, a player that was a legend at this club, that understands what you need to do to get to the top. He tries to introduce more vertical football to the team because that's what you need, you guys, to quickly break the blocks, to quickly break the line, to quickly shift blocks, to maximize the quality of players in 1v1 situations. You have to do that. A prime example is Bayern Munich in modern day football, yeah. And many other clubs as well too. Hence why he was adamant that certain players had to go because they don't allow the team and the squad to play the way you have to in modern day football for a top club. And this is why he said Jorginho had to go. Now Jorginho, Cover, these guys are great players, but these guys are horizontal players, you guys. These guys prefer to keep it on the floor. And that just does not benefit everyone in the team. Deep this. Last season, Lampard got stick for not having a team that could defend, even though people are okay with us scoring goals and attacking. Under Tuchel, everyone's more comfortable with us being able to defend now, yet we can't attack. There's been no consistent patterns of play. And when I mean that, a lot of people don't seem to understand that. What are those regular passing moves? What are those regular player connections? Those regular types of movements that you see from your front players that you know guarantee goal scoring opportunities. When have we ever seen that really under Thomas Tuchel? We were able to get the maximum best out of the team last season, yeah? Why? Because we're set up to be a cup team, for God's sake. League football, cup football, that's two different things. In cup football, it's knockout football. There's no draws. It goes to extra time or penalties, you guys. There's a clear defined winner. And playing this way means that you're going to get more guaranteed successes when it comes to playing that way. I mean, look at under Lampard. Even though we weren't that level under him, we still got to finals. How are we still getting to finals like that? Because this team is set up to do that. But when it comes to challenging for a league where you have to be winning, scoring goals, you have to be consistent over a course of a season, not like 10 games in a tournament, then we get found out and we can't do it, you guys. Everything it gets destroyed. It's in the mud. It doesn't work anymore. And for me, ultimately it comes down to the boards. And I keep saying this, is any surprise by Lampard when there's certain players out the team and certain players coming to replace him? It's not. Tuchel, you got the best out of these guys, yeah? But these players won't win you anything. They don't have the physicality to play throughout an entire course of a season at an intense level. Playing week in, week out, minimum 7 out of 10 performances, which he needs. And one thing I have to say as well too, you might be thinking, Nini, you're just sounding like you're going on a rant. It just sounds like you're being nitpicky. It just sounds like you're being negative for the sake of it. Here's the reality, yeah? There's a certain team in this country called Man City. And with Man City, unfortunately, it means that if you want to win this league and really compete, you can't win with 75 points or 78 points or 82 points or 85 points. You might have to get to 90 points to try and win the title. They've raised the bar. They've raised the bar of the expectations you need to compete now to win the trophy because of the level of planning and detail from the top of the club structures all the way to the bottom with the identity of play, you guys. Look at how they're accelerating with their academy football. Look at what Pep Guardiola's brought to the team as well too. You know, when they sign big name players, you guys, they add to the team and improve them. When we sign big name players like your Harrises, your Werners, Lukaku, so many more, and in the past, your Torreses, your Moratas, I can go on, your Kepas, they don't bring anything to us. This tells you there's a fundamentally wrong structural thing at this club which is preventing these guys from succeeding. And when you break down the details even more, you can go into the nitty gritty details, you guys. You can see exactly why. Because with how specialized football is today, yeah, you have to supplement attacking players with quality support around them that complements how they play. And we don't do that. You can't give attacking players Alonso and Azpilicueta down the flanks to play with. We see Aspi is hesitant playing forward balls. We see Aspi doesn't have the explosiveness to run in behind and free up space for his winger on his flank. His crossing can be very inconsistent when it comes to running and crossing. Standing positions in field, he can do that. But that's a very limited way to be able to cross the ball inside the box. You look at Marcos Alonso, is more effective moving infield. This guy's been a cancer to wingers playing down his side because he's never once since we've signed him ever really combined up with any of them. And the fact is, when you can't even do that with someone like Eden Hazard at the time, what is that saying about you? And what is that saying about how you're going to help this team grow and improve? You know, the contradictions don't make any sense. The first team, of course, we've got a sick first team, and we've seen that we can go all the way. We can compete against anyone. But the moment a few of these guys go, everything goes to shit time and time again. And the thing is, yeah, if you want to be a club that unfortunately has to be competing against a Man City team that aren't going to be dying down over the next few seasons, yeah, you're going to keep rising and rising and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. That means that you, structurally from the top, you need to start realigning how you're thinking about what success is. Because for me, the success of this club, man, is more opportunity than vision. Maybe you've seen that. I mean, how many times did they sack a manager off, you know, completely ruin the structure? You got a jumbled up squad of players that a next manager has to come through, take over, make something happen with. And it's due to that manager's individual brilliance that he's able to make shit happen from nothing. And this is what the club relies upon and tells himself is the key to success. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. You put them under unnecessary pressure, yeah? Unnecessary pressure, and you ruin it for the next ones as well too. You know, there's only so much you can do, but longevity-wise, it does not work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I look at Tuchel as well, and I understand why he does that. This is what I'm hoping next season. I got hope that the football's going to change, but for God's sake, Tuchel, I need to see you being ruthless to that board. I need to see you telling the fucking board, I want this guy, I want that guy. I'm not going to be, you know, agreeing, putting my thumbs up when you're offering me Saul, a player that I don't even use when he's the most fittest midfield player we have in the team, you guys. Look how tired the team was today, for God's sake. Look at the midfield, they're running on empty. You've got a Saul you're signing that you should be relying upon in games to come through and do something, but the manager doesn't rely on him. For what reason? You know how many times in this position when you've won something, for God's sake, and the board, they don't come through. The board and the silly, useless transfer strategies, for God's sake, time and time again, it's shown that it's not effective enough to compete. Because the thing is, what is the point ultimately? It's really the reality of the club that, listen, we're happy with a few trophies here. We're happy to overspend as long as we can have something small to show for it. But when it comes to really challenging for the big trophies and rewards, we're not really here. I mean, bro, the fact that Man City in a much shorter amount of time have come through and they're starting to show that they probably will be more successful than us since when Roman's taken over from the moment he came here, what is that really saying? Because I'm telling you, this Man City team, they're not dying, they're not stopping anytime soon. They're getting ready to dominate and dominate and dominate. So the bar's just got higher. It's gone to ridiculous levels right now, and we need to really realign how the hell we're going to do that, because we have a manager in Thomas Tuchel who's showing that he's got the tactical nous and ability to make stuff happen. But if he's not going to get the right players to supplement some of the class he has, then I'm sorry. And listen, I got my criticisms of him. Honestly, I think sometimes, I mean, I've been saying this shit from last season, got a ton of hate, but isn't it as funny as always when I have something to say, one criticism, it still seems to commit deep into the future. Maybe it's because it's right, yeah? And that's the fact that I've not seen this guy be able to coach an attack once. And I think it must be quite hard actually, because you understand that when you have a midfield that's so horizontal, that's not that great defensively. I can say that's literally 50% fit throughout the season as well too. You win games with your midfield. Every great team that's won something, look at their midfield. Have they had a shit midfield? Our midfield, they're good. But for me, you guys, compared to the history of this club, they're all squad guys. Come on, they'd be on the bench. They'd be playing 25% in the season. I mean, I don't know what's happened to Chelsea fans and knowing what the midfield does, you know what I mean? From great midfield players we used to see, you know, everyone's accepted all this horizontal pass to nothing. Anytime you have to play vertically, the quality is not there. You have to shoot, it's not there. Responsibility in moments, it's not there. And this is what I mean when the standards drop, you guys. The fans don't see it sometimes because they get used to it, becomes acceptable. And that's always a scary time to be in, yeah? Listen, I don't really care anymore. I'm going to always speak my truth and opinions. Listen, this world's full of people that just want to constantly, you know, say whatever appeases the public or say whatever popular opinion because you want to play it safe, you want to profit. Bro, I didn't come on YouTube to do that, yeah? I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to see what it was like when we were at the top. And I've seen consistently how the board has jeopardized that, yeah? And how it's failed time and time again, countless managers. And the reality is money really enough? Can you throw money at something to improve and get better? You can't fucking do that. You can't do that at all. You can't. And we still keep thinking that's all we have to do in these situations. It's not good enough, you guys, because it starts from the top and it trickles down, yeah? Of course, I think Tuchel can make some improvements, but the thing is that, as I keep seeing with Lampard, that's when I first noticed this, and with Tuchel now. When your first guys are gone, and you're out here having to make some jammed up tactics just to try and get the squad competing with players that you know really don't suit how you're trying to play, you fucked it for everyone then, haven't you? I mean, come on, there's been this thing that binds them and we have to see what happens, you guys. But yeah, I mean, this season's definitely starting to get a bit sour, but I guarantee we'll be pretty decent in the cup competitions, and I guess that's all that's going to matter really, because that's what we have to show for. But like I'm saying, you know, what's all this investment and money and Roman and Marina about if it's not to make us the best club in the world? Because I don't really understand. If that's not the ambition, to be winning everything all the time, what's the money being used for really? I'll leave you guys to ask that, yeah. But you guys, on that note, I'm gonna get back to enjoying this wine. Of course, being out past few days, my baby's birthday. Happy birthday, baby! Of course, baby's not the most responsible thing at this point in time to be like sipping and making videos like this. But hey, man, sometimes you just gotta say it, you know what I mean? And you guys, on that note, I'm gonna wrap things up, keep things moving. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. Catch you guys later with some more videos.